Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
BTC 43,185.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jesus, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada Jesus, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada Jesus, Jesus, Jesus Jesus, 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 Krishna, 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 Jesus, 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 Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hari, 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 Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Sri Radhika Stotra Satanam Stotram by Raghunath Das Goswami. Some maidservant, unable to find her mistress, has fallen on the bank of Radhakund. Some mistress, unable to find some maidservant, unable to find her mistress, has fallen on the bank of Radhakund, crying in great anxiety, very eager to take exclusive shelter. Very eager to take exclusive shelter of her lotus feet, glorifying her by singing the following names of her: Radha, Gandharvika, the only girl desired by the Prince of Raj, the only girl desired by the Prince of Raj, who is worshipped by the Gandharva angels, who is worshipped by the Gandharva angels, whose luster is like the moon, whose luster is like the moon, who accompanies Madhava, who accompanies Madhava, who accompanies Madhava, Damodar's unrivaled girlfriend, the queen who bestows fame on the Kartik month, the queen who bestows fame on the Kartik month, the crest jewel of Mukunda's lady friends, the crest jewel of Mukunda's lady friends, who worships the sun, who belongs to Vishnu Banu, who belongs to Vishnu Banu. Who belongs to Vishnu Banu. Kirtita's daughter, Kirtita's daughter, who is the nectarian object of her mother's affection, who is the nectarian object of her mother's affection, who is the same age as Vishaka, and who is dearer than life to Vishaka, who is none other than Lalita's very life, who is none other than Lalita's very life, enjoys in Vrindavan, enjoys in Vrindavan, enjoys in Vrindavan, yeah. Who serves Lalita's life lakhs of times, who saves Lalita's life lakhs of times, who saves Lalita's life lakhs of times. The Queen of Vrindavan, the Queen of Vrindavan, the Queen of Vrindavan. Who is dear to Mother Yashoda as Krishna? Who is dear to Mother Yashoda as Krishna? Who is dear to Mother Yashoda as Krishna? Who is the only life of the life of the cows? Who is the only life of the life of the cows? Cowherdsmen and cowherd girls of Raj. Who is the only life of the cows, the cowherdsmen, the cowgirls of Raj? Who is the object of King Nanda's affection? Who gets parental affection from Balaram? 43,147. Let's see here. Who is the object of King Nanda's affection?
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Who gets parental affection from Balaram? Who gets parental affection from Balaram? Who is the object of Govinda's love? Govinda is eager to serve his Sarabi cows. Who is very eager to go to Nandishvara for serving Krishna? Who is very eager to go into Nandishvara to serving Krishna? Who is regarded as non-different by her, by Dynista, and seen in her meditation? Who is seen in Mother Yashoda's kitchen, whose cooked grains increase Krishna's life, and whose head is smelt by Rohini, who is bestowed a form equal to hers is to Subal, who has bestowed a form equal to hers to Subal, who has bestowed a form equal to hers to Subal, who is very fond of Subal, who is nectar to Mukara's eyes, who is nectar to Mukara's eyes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Where'd that other guy go? What happened to him? Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 oh my Lord. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 8 of Canto 10. Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Garga Muni, who was highly elevated in austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudeva to go see Nanda Maharaj at his home. When Nanda Maharaj saw that Garga Muni present at his home, Nanda was so pleased that he stood up to receive him with folded hands. Although Garga Muni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate. Although seeing Garga Muni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate that Garga Muni was a Dokshakaja, that he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses. Not an ordinary person seen by material senses. There's a verse that says, if you can recognize a devotee, you very easily get Krishna. Yeah, I was chanting Lord Chaitanya's name today, and I was realizing his name is the most perfect name for Lord Chaitanya. For the perfect truth about Lord Chaitanya is the name. It's all in the name. Everything is in his name, literally. It's more in his name than it is in Radha Krishna's name, because it's the same, but it gives more understanding of them. The understanding that this verse is really totally related to that. He realized, this devotee here, See, Nanda Maharaj, who was a pure devotee, realized that this person, it was not just a Brahmin who does austerities, he was a devotee. He was Dokshaja or something, whatever they say that name is. Not an ordinary person um, seen by mundane eyes. That's why I call everybody out now. Do you think these devotees here in this sangha are ordinary persons seen by ordinary eyes? Most people do. The gurus do. So what does that mean? Oh, you're neophytes. You're neophytes. It's time. Apocalypse. Apocalypse. See, isn't that funny? Apocalypse. The apocalypse is the lips. Has a lot to do with the lips. It's the revealing. How do you reveal? Everybody reveals themselves. The demons reveal themselves with their lips. The demigods, the good people, you can see with their lips. And the adokshas, the ones who are not seen by material eyes, are not seen by the demons or the demigods unless they're given the mercy of the Lord. Okay? It's like Jesus said to Peter. Peter said, he asked everybody. It was kind of a little bit early in his mission, and they didn't know exactly who he was yet. They're thinking, boy, he's kind of uncommon. They listen, they realize there's something there. And he said, well, who do people say I am? And they said, well, they say this and they say that. And it wasn't the right answer. And then he said, well, who do you say I am? And everybody kind of looked at each other. They didn't really know. They speculated, like, well, you're a great teacher. You're, our counselor. And Peter said, no, you're the son, son of the living God. You're son, the bright sun, the truth of the living God here in the world. See, the complete truth. See, Lord Chaitanya was also the more complete truth. You notice it's always when you become self-realized, you're complete. And then every day you're more complete, more complete, more complete, more perfect, more see, on the level of perfection, it's perfection from the beginning, self-realization on this level, and then you're more perfect, more perfect, more perfection, more perfection. You live a life of perfection. Unbelievable. You know how people, to live a life of perfection in this world is so hard. To be a perfect devotee. You know how many people left Narayan Raj? 500 people came, and almost maybe 10 were left because very hard. Because he was austere, and he was a real, dedicated person. Gave his life to, everything. You got to give him that, but that ain't good enough, is it? Yeah. He didn't see it as it really is. That's how rare this is. You got to get the mercy. Not see most devotees, they're still Radhe mostly, and a little bit of for Lord Chaitanya, because they want to jump, they want to go directly. See? No, we need to learn how to get into Vrindavan from Sri Krishna Chaitanya. See? It's all in his name. See? In his name is Chaitanya. That's the living force. Well, we all got living force, right? The whole world has got living force. What's the difference between Chaitanya's living force and the force of an ordinary person? Sri Krishna. That was his living force. See, the living force on this planet, when he was here, and when any associates are here, see, that's why they're our ticket in to meet the president there and his first lady. Oh, you didn't know? In Vrindavan, they have a president and first lady. I guess who that is? The first lady. You think it's the one in the White House? It is indirectly. She's a symbol of the First Lady, just like the Pope is a symbol of the person that is the in-between. He's a symbol of the real guru. He's not the real guru. He's like the wafer, a symbol of Holy Communion. It's not really the Holy Communion. It's a symbol. It's a symbol that grape juice, and even if it was real wine and they give you a quart of it, you drink the whole thing. That intoxication is a symbol of the true intoxication of the name. See, Radha Krishna name. See? Everything is external. See, it's the external, the outside. See, devotees are the inside. They're on the inside. They say, oh yeah, the living force is Radha and Krishna. Or in other words, prema bhakti. See? Prema bhakti for Krishna, devotion to Krishna. That is the life force. Isn't that becoming the life force of the devotees here? Yes or no? So you guys are adoksha, many of you already. Visible signs of Chaitanya here. See, if you're an associate, what the heck does that mean? You represent Chaitanya. The what? Just any force? What is it? Is it the Trump force? The Biden force? Religion? How about the guru forces out there in ISKCON? Do you represent that? Well, bring your representatives here. Krishna. Isn't that a great thing?
You were gone for a while and now you're gone again. Yeah, they will represent ISKCON, but they want to represent Krishna. They want to represent Radha Krishna.
They know you got to represent. Lord Chaitanya came ecstatically chanting the holy name. Okay? And that's representing the Hare Krishna mantra. It's ecstatic, right? And it realized. There's realization in it. Who has the best realization and who has the best ecstasy? See, chapter 1. This is what devotees need in ISKCON, Gaudiya Smriti, Gaudiya Mantra. All of them. They need to understand this. Charitamrita on the spiritual master. Then they can give respect to the Chaitanya, the life force that is devotion to Krishna on this planet. Those who chant the holy name in ecstasy represent.
Some words are falling away, Guru Maharaj. Your sound is not okay anymore. We don't hear everything you say.
Okay, the internet's getting weird here.
Yeah.
Let me switch over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give me a chance here. Let's see. We'll try it one way.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Let's see if that works any better. Yeah. So, yeah, can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's good, Guru Maharaj. It's
okay,
good.
so yeah. So I just need to, I got to go off. I'm going to refresh here because you're all frozen.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama
Yeah, so this is the life force here. See what you see here, the chanting and ecstasy. See, and those who recognize it are just ordinary persons, even if they're gurus. It's even if they're sannyasis, even if they're brahmins, they're ordinary persons until you recognize the life force of Radha and Krishna, or devotion to Krishna. See, you could say, oh, I recognize Radha and Krishna, but it's just a name and people believe them because they're superficial. You ever see superficial relationships? Well, there's the shadow of superficial relationships in this world is the superficial relationship with God. You really don't know him very well. See, you're on the outside. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and no representation of the life force. It's not Hare Krishna in ecstatic devotion and relishing the transcendental mellows of bhakti and devotion. See? So, this time is over, this no-show thing. You say, oh, I'm sorry, it's too confidential to show you what the life force of God is in this world. Well, then what is the whole point of Lord Chaitanya coming here? If we can't see what that life force actually looks like, who really represents that life force? Well, I think only here. This is the only place. And I challenge, and I think this is not a false ego challenge, man. I challenge you for the welfare of yourself and the welfare of your disciples. Let's open that door to the spiritual world. That's all I'm interested in, is let's open the door so that thousands and millions of persons can go in at this time when there's really no other hope other than opening the door. And that's the life force, the Chaitanya representative on this planet, who represents the chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy, Radha and Krishna expressed in this world. Okay? That's understanding Lord Chaitanya's mission. If you're not doing that, you don't know him. You're on the outside. You're an outside guru, even. I mean, and if you got no greed, hopefully some of your disciples will listen and see how worthless you are. It's worthless to the Lord now. When this is available, there's very little worth. Very little. Maybe there's something. Maybe they'll keep you around, believing in Krishna. But still, if you die without this life force, this is what, remember I read yesterday? Lord Chaitanya says, if people don't accept me, they will be destroyed. Okay? And they say, well, I see this outside. Oh, I believe in the wafer. I believe in the grape juice. I believe in the Pope. Oh, well, that ain't good enough. I believe in these gurus. I believe in Radhanath. I believe in Jaipataka. I believe in Narayan Raj. Well, it ain't good enough, man. Grape juice is not in the spiritual world. Ecstatic devotion is. See, where is that life force of ecstatic devotion to Krishna in this world expressed and shown as a role model, as an example for God's children in this world? We're all children. We're all small, little half pints. We're looking for a role model, right? Where's our mother and father that we can emulate, just like a little child? People are big. That's the idea of having guru. Guru tattva means you have a guru who emulates your father and mother, which are Radha and Krishna, and then you could see, oh, this is the way it is to be. This is the way to be alive. Otherwise, I'm not alive yet. Got no real life. People don't know what real. They think, being an Acharya Dave with a big title, a PhD, that's life. It ain't. It's a wafer and grape juice. Still, if he was really there, or any of these gurus really, they love this. This has never been spoken, but they don't love it because they're just an ordinary person with ordinary mundane eyes with a big title called Guru Dave. See? This is how it is when you meet an associate of Lord Chaitanya. They poo-poo everything for the world's benefit. Nobody can poo-poo and show it's just poo-poo to the Lord. It's just a filthy rag before my Lord. Still, this is the meaning of St. Paul when he said, your mode of goodness worship is like a filthy rag. It's full of imperfections. It's full of envies and jealousies and misunderstandings and, crazy ideas. It's full of ignorance still. It's not clean yet. You want to be cleaned up, you got to go to those who represent the life force of Radha and Krishna and stay with them to the point where the Lord is established in your heart. and inflamed. And then you can understand that verse when the Lord appeared to Madhavendra Puri. And he said, because of your ecstatic love, I'm going to deliver the world. I'm going to appear in this world and deliver it. He's going to appear in you and deliver you. He's going to appear in you and cleanse your heart of envy and jealousy and all of that. Prabhupada said his godbrothers, and I'm not meaning for criticism, this is for an instruction purposes. Thank God you're Bhagavatam examples. It's one of the main things that you can do is help in this way. Everybody, Minarayam, all of you can help people get clear on what is this rare substance called devotion to Krishna. Forgot my point again. This is the only way to cleanse the heart of envy and jealousy. So Prabhupada said, look at this. This is not Vaishnava. Envy and jealousy is not Vaishnava. What does that mean? What is the meaning? It means Radha and Krishna have not appeared in their heart and made them real Vaishnavas. That's a real, not a boss Vaishnava that, oh yeah, he's a Vaishnava because he's dressed nice, he's got a PhD, or whatever crazy. Oh, he's a great counselor, man. Man, he's got our marriage back together. Put a nice Band-Aid over it with psychological principles. That ain't good enough. That ain't it, man. That's a filthy rag before God. Don't you remember the pastime of the milk drinking brahmachari? Didn't even eat vegetables. And he knows sex his whole life. Chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He obviously believed in Krishna. He believed in Lord Chaitanya. But he didn't have the Lord appear in his heart yet. But you know what appeared? Guru Tattva. He saw that Srivas was not an ordinary person. This person had the darshan and could go into the intimate kirtans of Lord Chaitanya. He couldn't. He realized, let me go through this door. So he had that. If Krishna gives you that, now you're going to get Krishna very easily. If Krishna doesn't give you that, the best you can do is to be a big guru with a big PhD and have thousands of followers and taste the ras. Look at me. I'm really an important person. Wow. Whoopee-doo. That's nothing to my Lord. You don't believe it? Read Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur's discourse there on Nectar Moon of Lord Chaitanya. They're all like flowers. The demigods, all of them are like flowers and whiffs, and those they have no substance. This is substantial, man. Yeah, this saves you, man. This is immortality. This breaks the bond. This is like being Atlas, more stronger than Atlas. You break the bonds of birth and death. Atlas is just holding the world up. Big burden. You're holding the world up. There's people in ISKCON and all these groups. You're just holding up the movement. Trying to hold it up is very hard because you got to keep promoting, external bhakti, man. Holding up the movement very hard. It takes lots of money. You got to build lots of buildings. Every emphasis is all on external. Let's build the bigger deities, the bigger temple, right? Oh, it's Prabhupada. Yeah, it's Prabhupada's order. You don't know Prabhupada's real intention. He wants you to build a big temple in your body, man. You're the temple, is to realize that. Big temple in the heart. To be a moving temple. That's why even Bhaktisiddhanta said he saw people got into the external temples and they started to get into the false ego of it. The ones who became your saviors were like this. They're fighting over apartments in the temple. That who could get the nicest apartment, who deserved the nicest apartment. And Bhaktisiddhanta got disgusted, like I'm disgusted. I ain't disgusted, but he had to face that. We don't face that. This is our temple, right? This is much better, more portable. So yeah. And so Bhaktisiddhanta said to Prabhupada, he said, there's going to be fire in the Gaudiya Math. See, purification. Fire. They need it. And he said, if you get money, he said, if I could, I'd sell all the marble on the floor and print books and just make this distribution, because look at them. There's such an obstacle. They're getting into name and fame and all that stuff. And they never got out of it. They continued it, and the Gaudiya Math was destroyed afterwards. Nobody really thinks about it because they don't like to think about history. They don't want to learn from history. They want to repeat it. See, you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And ISKCON does the same thing. Same thing. As soon as Prabhupada left, the big seats got off, the name and fame, the donkey urine came up and said, worship donkey urine, worship us. We're Gurudevs, and they weren't. It's still going on. Worship the donkey urine. Worship those who are interested in position and name and fame, even though they're wolves in sheep. You know what a wolf in sheep clothing is? Oh, I'm so humble. Oh, can you see how feigned humility I have? And nothing goes on. No ecstatic devotion. Ecstatic devotion is here because we're frank and honest and real and conclusive. Oh man, are we conclusive, man? Not even Narayan Raj is spared in this one. I do like Prabhupada, my guru, man. He didn't spare even everybody else who thought he's equal to Prabhupada. He didn't spare an old friend even of the truth. Because if he did, we would be in blindness. We would believe in blindness. They even used a few words he said when he was ready to pass and twisted them, just so the God brothers could be worshipped. That's Maya's illusion. She's always tricking everybody, man. Always tricking it. They can't understand. The only way, you have to go to those who are representing Lord Chaitanya's world genuinely, honestly, really. Isn't that word? Isn't that nice? Really? Great word. Reality, real. See, what reality? Well, reality is everywhere. Look at every politics. Everybody's talking. See, they're all talking, man. That's their God. The talks going on in the world. Talks in the New Age. Talks in religion, right? Oh, talking. See, that's their reality. But what is our reality? Ha ha ha! Surprise! Something very different, because Krishna is very different, right? Radha is very different. You see different people. Look here. What is this? Why are you crying? Why are you laughing? Why are you jumping around? What is this? We don't see this. Yeah, because God is very different. You don't know God. He's just God. He's an ecstatic personality to us, man. We commune with him every day. Spiritual knowledge, not a marriage counselor. Yeah, they're doing any way they can try to hold up the ship that's sinking. And Maya sinks it. Unless you have ecstatic devotion, you're not saved even physically. I'm seeing with my own eyes that if you're not ecstatic devotee, you'd probably be following the Dalai Lama, and he says, "Hey man, line up for your shot. Put your mask on." And look at these many ISKCON gurus. Hey, man, line up for your shot. They're not even saving you physically. You don't hear me saying that. Here, it looks like, Krishna's kind of protecting some here. But, a lot of people don't tempt him. If you can avoid it, try to avoid it. But elsewhere, people just lining up for their leaders or telling them, right? Isn't that the mass of leaders? They got together like those kings. They're doing a new kind of war here. They killed bodies. Krishna killed bodies and everything. They all got liberation, at least with him. But they were at wars. Everything was kinetic. Now the war is deceptive. It even predicts in the Bible and the Vedas, everything will be deceptive in Kali Yuga. The war will be deception. See, lies, cheating. See, put a big burden on the Mother Earth. She can bear everything but a lie, right? Then she calls out, right? She calls out, and God is the only one who can save her, because even good people can't save her. The demigods can't save her when the burden gets really big. See, but that's how the Lord comes out. The devotees start calling them. Even Christians and Muslims, real sincere ones, They're calling the transcendental Lord. Anyone who knows the Holy Spirit, you know something about God. Something. But that can increase by your association. See, that they don't know. Christian must. I was a born again Christian. I was lifted in. God, Christian. Jesus showed me what his father looks like. I know personally. But if I didn't have association with Prabhupada's books, I wouldn't know this. The complete Lord. Not only he's everywhere and everything, and we're intimately, sort of intimately. See, but I didn't know there was an intimacy on another level. You got to meet a Vaishnava, at least by their books. But most by their books, they're still not quite meeting the Vaishnava. They're still stay on the external. They're in a waiting room to really meet him. You need shiksha. See, you got to get that spirit born in you, man. You got to feel the Lord living in you. And then he cleanses away the envies and jealousies. By him awakening, simply, now you found the easy path. All I have to do is just taste this name, taste these pastimes, and man, I am mega purifying, mega advancing in spiritual life. That's why, you need to find the bona fide representative of the associate of the Lord. They very quickly get this going on in you by their associate. They're a jump starter. They're like, those things they carry. They're like these things. They jump start dead batteries. And my God, there are many dead batteries. Billions of dead batteries in this world that the Lord has not appeared or barely appears. Sometimes he appears and all the hypocrites come out in religion or in the world and they stomp on it and it goes repressed. We're here to help fan if there's any life there left, or awaken it if it's been repressed. Yeah. Where were we here? Is it here? There we go. So when Garga Muni had been properly received as a guest and was comfortably seated, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything. My God, man, why can't I just get to something that doesn't mean anything? Then I could just read this like a storybook. But every friggin' sentence is just full of life and truth. Because you are a devotee. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. Isn't that why people accepted Srila Prabhupada? Because he was a devotee. He was full in real knowledge, transcendental knowledge. See, he was the chit potency in this world. Because of real devotee, he was full in that love for Krishna. See? There he's full in everything. Because Radha is everything. Everything you see in the world is her. Anything you label beauty, that's her. Anything you consider truth but isn't, is him. Krishna in his dark form in the world. Shadow of the truth for those who are meant to be bodily chained up. You're chained up in this world with this body, man. You're chained for believing in the beauty of the world, which is ugliness compared. See, it's beautiful. I mean, I can't, people think, oh, the lips curl if you see a beautiful woman or a man. Hey, man, you're not neutral enough. You can't see the marvel of the Lord taking dirt, water, air, fire, and molding it into a beautiful form, like a woman or a man, that are really buff. That's amazing. That is a miracle. That is God, man, doing that. Nobody else could do such a thing. Nobody can do that. No human being could do this. Even on the material level, God is beautiful. If you're lusty, you go blind and you don't see that. But when I see a beautiful woman, man, that's you, man, Radha, I give honor to that. Really, from our, most beautiful woman, I give honor. That's Radharani. in her external feature. How can it not be? How can someone have attraction to attract the beings in this world? Has to be Durga, right? When you become a devotee, you don't criticize. I'm just preaching. This is all just a joke, what I'm doing here. I'm not criticizing. I'm just opening doors, just letting people know the truth and set some people free. But the beauty of the world represents the Lord in truth, and that the devotees just go and say, "Yeah, Radha, my God, your real beauty is amazing." And this is for people. This is like training wheels. When you're attracted to a beautiful man or woman, it's just God training you. That's the way it is. And eventually your spiritual body will awaken, hopefully. And then you'll see the real, where that source of all beauty, see, where the life force is. See, Radha and Krishna. See, that's when you're full in everything, because they're full in you. Eh? That's how this whole thing works. Yeah. The beauty of the world is a reflection of the beauty of the Lord. See, so this understanding is very rarely given into this world. But Lord Chaitanya came with this. See? He came representing the highest life force. So what that means, you get the highest thing. You're on the mountain, therefore you could see like an eagle everything else as it is, and in right relationship. That's what's given here. You think that's valuable? Well, that's what you're going to get here. You think gold and silver and shiny things, the things that shimmer, but they're nothing to do with who you really are. Yeah. Here, you come here, you awaken, man, you break the bonds of birth and death. Krishna appears in you. You know the truth, and you're free, no matter what the body has to go for because of the karma going on, the group thing, Yeah, you're done. You're finished. And anything else here, preaching is icing. You understand like Paul. Paul said, the Lord will either take me or I'll be here. Whatever, I'll be with the Lord. But it's better for you if I stay. And Bhaktisiddhanta said the same thing. He said, I should stay 10 more years, but they're pushing me to go away. Okay? See, that's insincerity still. People are worshiping insincerity, hypocrisy, and everything. How are you going to get Vrindavan and do that? You got to see. Look here. Is Gaur Hari Das? Is he a hypocrite? Is he insincere? A hypocrite? All these things. Yeah, ask yourself. Is he showing you some lie? Bottom line, I ain't anything. I can't be. I'm on one level just an ordinary person. But you need to see, is Gaur Hari or any of the devotees here showing you the real life force of Radha and Krishna, devotion to Krishna? That's the real question. Because that's the way the Lord works. He's born in a barn with a bunch of beasts. That's us. Hey man, don't and see people. Why is it I know all of these analogies, what they really mean? How come I know practically all of them? You show me any symbol in the Bhagavatam, I'll tell you what the symbol leads to, what it means. And if I don't know, Krishna will show me in due course. I mean, that's what you get when you get Radha. Why not? Because, they're the original. See, you're with the original, you can tell a fake, right? You can tell what these analogies are. They're not just bodily stuff. Resurrections. What is this resurrection? Oh, you resurrected a body. You think that's what spirituality is. See, Bali Maharaj's guru resurrected bodies. See? But Vamadev resurrected souls. This is what we do. We take people out of their walking graves here. Everybody's just a walking gravestone. You're a walking grave. You're carrying around until love of God awakens in your house. You're walking, more or less, a walking grave in the modes. You're carrying around your box. That box is your body. It's not awake. You're just a coffin walking around. See, your body, you identify with the coffin. You're the coffin. The devotee's not alive. He identifies with spirit. He's spirit, right? Jesus did. He said, my words are spirit. Why? Because they represent the truth. They are the truth. Yeah. Spirit words. Waken the spirit. Point us to the spirit. Yeah. Deception, misleading, a lie, falsehood. Yeah. Deception, misleading. See, misleading. Everyone, until you meet. This is why the Lord said even a Brahmin cannot purify themselves or anybody else. Unless a person's engaged, if they're a Brahmin engaged in loving God, see, devotion to Krishna, and we can see that and confident in that. See, now you're not going to be misled because they're misled more or less. They'll teach you that the mode of goodness is worshipable. Or they'll speculate on what is Krishna, which I've seen. And then still, love of God doesn't awaken, even in their best gurus, their best disciples. See, you're misled. Now, how can you prove that even though Gaur Haridas is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, no neck beads, nothing, that you're not being misled? Well, where are you being led? Do you like the place? Do you like this Vrindavan? Do you like this ecstatic worship? Are you glad to be led there? Aren't you not showing that this is the greatest? You're the witness of this is the greatest place to be. This has changed your whole lives. See? So I would say this is the proper leading, right? You're not being less misled. Yeah. See, you're being led to the life force that Lord Chaitanya came to give. You know, devotion to Krishna that he had. He expressed that in the world. He showed what that was. That's why the disciples who were intelligent, most intelligent, they gravitated around Lord Chaitanya. They gravitated around him. Just like here, even by mantra, who do we gravitate around? Radha and Krishna directly? Oh, sometimes. With emphasis on Lord Chaitanya, because he's the latest incarnation. Can you imagine? See, the only fault with the Christians is they believe that Jesus is the latest incarnation and the only one, and they speculate all kinds of stuff because their book went through a lot of editors. Could you imagine Prabhupada's books in 2,000 years? Those who even the unchanged versions, who knows? With Maya, she comes in there, rips everything. See, that's why, Lord Chaitanya, there's a Bhagavatam that Devananda Pandit was teaching from. He was ready to rip it up right there in the pastimes. I'm going to go rip up his book. I'm going to rip it up. He's not representing it. So why should it be in his hands? He's misleading people. Didn't Prabhupada tell you, why are you don't go to professional Bhagavatam reciters? How many are there in ISKCON like that? Professional, but you don't know. Hey man, do you have the symptoms of I look at symptoms. I don't look at what they're saying they are. I show them what they're showing they are. Are you a professional Bhagavatam? Why are you there in that position? Well, I was 25 years old, and they were offering sannyas so I could be a big guru and get a bunch of brahmacharis to collect, and I can go get my tickets on the plane and go here and there and make appearances like the people in the entertainment industry. What is much of the difference? Wow, he's great guru. He's the associate Prabhupada. He was initiated by Prabhupada. See, external, with no symptoms of that. If you're an intimate associate of Prabhupada and got real initiation from Prabhupada, you'd have real ecstasy like Prabhupada, right? Don't you guys represent your guru here, many of you? Are you ecstatic here also, like crazy Gaur Hari? People think this is crazy because none of their gurus show what is real. They don't show Lord Chaitanya. They don't show the life force of Lord Chaitanya. The life force of Lord Chaitanya was the expression of love of Krishna. And you don't see that, do you? Oh, here you do. Oh, and only here. And you don't see it. You go look at Narayan Raj's groups, look at their videos. It's nice etiquettes. Oh, they have nice kirtan and they sing all the songs of the acharyas, and they put on a nice show. Is that deep enough for anybody over there? Is that all the one? Or how about this? All you've been glorifying, the Narayan Raj group. I was there. I seen, oh, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami. We're Rupa Nugas, Rupa Nugas. Oh, really? We got more followers of Rupa here than thousands. And all of those gurus, there are more followers of Rupa Goswami here. We're real Rupa Nugas, man. We don't have to talk about it. We just show you we're Rupa Nugas. And people are so blind. And they're so ordinary in their vision, they can't see what a Rupa Nuga is. Rupa Nuga follows ecstatic devotion, man. They especially love the conjugal. And we're doing that, man. We don't need any formalities. You can just listen. You can just open your eyes and see that life force is here, so that we really represent Lord Chaitanya. If that life force is here, man, you're going to hear things you never heard. Okay? But they hear and they think, see, the donkey demon is still in them. They're stubborn. What are you doing? I know so much about Krishna. Without ecstatic devotion awakening your heart, you're nada. Really nothing. Not even alive yet. So Lord doesn't come because of your call. He only comes because of a call of an authentic devotee who had love for him. Right? Isn't that the book? When Jesus was here, people came to him. And whoever really came to him, the Lord appeared because he was a real devotee. The Lord appeared in those 11 persons that believed in him, really believed in him. Right? The Lord appeared and saved them. See, because of their faith. Didn't he put a big emphasis on faith? You're saved by your faith. You're healed by your faith. It's true, we are like walking tombs, but your words are like the breath of life, the breath of the Holy. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it's about, isn't it? Let's see what other mischief we can get into. Bhakti Vinod said you must meet the uncommon preceptor. See? Now, isn't this a bit uncommon, our preaching? Otherwise, if you don't meet the uncommon preceptor and realize that it's not about tradition, Bhakti Siddhanta broke so many traditions, and so many of the people in tradition faulted him. Oh, look, he wore orange. You're not supposed to wear orange because Rupa Goswami. See, it's all this thing. Oh, Rupa Goswami and the Goswamis never wore orange. Therefore, see, they judged everything superficially, externally. And these are the gurus of the world now. External gurus. They still prove it. Oh, why should I? I'm a guru. I'm a charide. Why should I go to Gaur Hari there? He doesn't even have a dhoti on. Well, come to think of it, I don't even have one. Maybe because he saw a lot of my video. I've been doing this for years, way before he even thought about doing this. And these guys, they're good at stealing, okay? Because they're part of Maya still. Maya is a thief, right? Krishna's a thief. But you need to have Krishna stealing from you. When Krishna steals away from you, what does he steal? All your attachments. Ask River. He's a thief. Steals away all her beliefs and illusions. Gets her to grow up. Like, what is this conditioning I believed in? I'm a black girl. What? I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm not orange. I'm not green. I am a devotee of Krishna. Are you getting that yet, River? You're not a blackie. You're not a whitey. I remember going, oh, they don't like because I'm black, and so prejudiced, that's good. Watch out for Black Lives Matter thing, You know what really matters? Not black, not white life, white with black lives matter. No, the life of Radha and Krishna is what matters, man. That life, do you have that life? Are they living in you, dancing in you? Can people see the rasa dance? Upgrades, yeah, upgrades. All about upgrades.
But he steals our illusions, but he also steals our heart.
Oh yeah, and that too. Yeah. That's incidental. He just so it makes more room for him. Remember, Jesus said, "There's no room for my word in many people." Oops. Yeah, he said, there's no room for my word because if there's room for the word, then you can get. It's like a word is like sperm, transcendental sperm. It goes into the ear and into the heart and produces the baby. See, the transcendental baby. Notice baby Krishna. You start to become pregnant, and that's why they're all the travail of the spiritual pregnancy, all the crying, first crying, crying out your unhappiness and all kinds of stuff. This is just a birth travail. See, like Karuna, he's going through a birth travail. Luckily, he's not listening. Oh, I said his name. He's listening. I can see. He went snap to attention. Now he's got horror on his face. Watch out for that guy. He's sneaky. Oh my God, you are so funny. You have zero filter. I know. I just don't know. Don't hold back, man. Nobody gets spared here. Right? Not even Gohari. I don't get spared either. So, hey, man, I joined the club also. We're going to give a cameo appearance here. There he is. There he is. He's gone now. Just a cameo. Yeah. So when Nanda Maharaj submitted with, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words, "Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything, and yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you?" That's it in a nutshell, man. That's Krishna consciousness. See, with gentle and you notice when you really have Krishna living in you, you become like a devotee. You act like a devotee. Why? Because Krishna, he loves his devotees. You begin to love devotees, real ones. You become indifferent to those who are non-devotees. You're like a straw. Even Lord Chaitanya taught many of these persons, treated them like straws. If they were not devotees, it was like he's just not interested. He showed you his nature. That's why if you're lucky, you meet a bona fide spiritual master. If you've been crying out to the Lord, either directly or because you're caught up in some obstacle, like religion and these religious gurus, leading you, misleading you more or less. See, it's always more or less. See, here it's always more Krishna. Is there any less here? See, this is you find this here. You find this association. It's no more or less. It's just more, isn't it? You just more and more into Krishna, and Krishna is more and more into you. You become an important girlfriend like this. You ever see these things? I'm really into her. I'm really into. He starts saying that about you. We're all like hers to him. Hers to him. See, he's saying, I'm really into Lalita Ganga. I'm really into her. I'm really digging her. I'm really digging in her. See, or a river or somebody or anybody. And you can tell who the Lord's really into, you notice? Can you tell who the Lord is into? You see, we teach all these things that there's not one guru who teaches anything really plainly and simply and clearly and logically and profoundly and comically like here. Why? Because the real Lord is in here playing his flute. That's it. That's the only reason you have talks like this, because something that he's really playing is here. From Cinnamon's Prema Ananda, dependent on love. Yeah. See, how do you know a person knows their relationship with Krishna? Because they're dependent on love. See? What does that mean? What's the deeper meaning of that? They're dependent on Radha. They said, listen, without you, Radha, I cannot enjoy Krishna. That's the mindset of a devotee. Radha, without you, I cannot enjoy Krishna. See? That's a maidservant, Manjari, and that mood is here in some devotees. And if you understand what I'm talking about, well, good. Without devotion, we cannot enjoy Krishna. We cannot understand Krishna. We cannot have real knowledge. We cannot have anything really good. But you have to have what's real, the Lord's heart. See? Oh, she's my heart. See? Devotion. Her, Radha. See, this is why we're controversial. You got to have the uncommon preceptor. It's time for people to know what Bhakti Vinod was driving at. You got to be that. You got to be these words. That's a miracle how an ordinary person can be the Bhagavatam. See, that means that is proof that Radha and Krishna are living in them. See? That's why you see Vrindavan was so formal, filled with just ordinary, seemingly ordinary people. Okay? But they had this extraordinary attachment to Krishna, who is inside them. Okay? Yeah. Why should we do any different? Don't you see how these sannyasis need a nice informal dose of the real thing? Where do you see any sannyasis in Vrindavan? Do you see any sannyasis there? You only see here. It's because they're not part of Vrindavan yet. Even if a person is a sannyas, they're not really a sannyas. Lord Chaitanya was not really a sannyas. It's all external, playing games. He's just playing games to deliver people. Just like here, I'm just playing games to deliver people. This is a game. Okay? This is a game. Beat the gurus with the truth game today. Who could do this and not fall down? Actually, anybody. But you don't believe it. See, you believe in them. You believe in that level, and that's okay. I'm here to help people understand. It's like taking a rag, and beating it. That's what that is to me. If you don't have love of God, this is all I'm doing. And you're beating the rag. Oh, that rag is. Oh my God, that is so offensive. You're beating the rag. Let me beat it some more. Let me show you. How can I fall down beating a rag? Something that is not alive yet. It's just the modes. Modes are just modes, man. It's moody modes. It'll just give you the moody blues. Remember that group, Moody Blues? You want the moody blues? Well, worship the moody modes. You get the moody blues. Oh, that's a good one today. You can quote me on that, Karuna. River, you can put that up there. You worship the Modi mode. Listen carefully. Don't misrepresent that verse. This is a verse. If you worship the Modi modes, you get the moody blues. See, devotional mellows, even on the material world, they represent the shadow form of transcendental mellows. See? You get the moody ecstasy when you're relishing mellows. Otherwise, here in the world, you get the moody blues. Yeah, Puraj I guess he had a Gita or something, or wrote a Gita or something. So a version of the Gita, people are writing different versions of the Gita, right? Yeah. So which version should you listen to? You should listen to the version, and Prabhupada said this, you should listen to the version of those who are real devotees. See? Because you'll get the devotional purport. Okay? But if you listen, huh? What?
As it is.
Yeah, you'll get the devotional purport as it is, and otherwise, you listen to a version of a person that's showing you, this is my version. I'm representing. Look at me. I follow rules, regulations, ceremonies, and I do this program. And I go around like in a circle every day. Program. Just so that's my version of Bhagavad Gita. His life is the version of his.
You're gone again. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Oh,
Are we
okay.
back? Are we back?
Go
I think
back,
we're
go
back. Yeah,
Go
we're
back.
back. Yeah, it just comes sometimes. Let's see how long it'll last. Yeah, so your version, what version are you giving is a question. So your version, that's why who represents Radha and Krishna in the world? Well, Prabhupada did and didn't. Bhaktisiddhanta did and didn't. See, they did inside internally, but they were keeping it inside more or less. See, it's more or less. Here, it's a more and more teaching. You notice? More and more. Everything's more and more here. Not even the teaching is not more or less. We're going to show you Radha and Krishna more or less. It'll squirt out a little bit sometimes. And then we'll make it less. We'll force it in, repressing. Hey, man, ultimately, and that time is now, is to show what Lord Chaitanya wanted to show his complete self, show his life force, to make it our life force. Could you imagine you have life force of Radha and Krishna living inside you? Are you going to be a happy camper? This is why they can't believe it. What? In this life? Our guru said many lifetimes before we get Radha and Krishna. Well, sorry, man. We got it in this life. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to stay away. Oh, see, less intelligent. That's how I keep seeing, I'm testing these gurus. I want to see anybody like Prabhupada, anybody like Bhaktisiddhanta on the inside. And I can tell by how they express themselves in their words if they're speculating or they're, not really understanding. If they want to be a no-show, I want to see, at least in their realization, you should also be like that. That's why it's so important to stay here. You stayed here for years and years and years. Now you can go and look at any of these people's stuff. Go look at like River. If you want to look at what's his name stuff. The guru of Karuna, the X one. You can look at anybody. Now you've been here. You've been too spoiled. When you get the truth and you feel the truth and the truth has transformed you, go and listen to the preaching of Acharya Dev. Really, honestly. And that goes, can you imagine you guys, followers of Acharya Dev or Jai Pataka, you spend 30 days and you'll see where your guru really is. You'll know it for yourself if you're really sincere. If you really want Krishna, come do the 30-day challenge. Come and see, then you have some perspective, because this gold standard isn't shown all the time. Usually the acharyas of recent times been holding it back in the last couple hundred years. People still don't know the gold standard because they're holding it in. They're like carrying that, So people don't know what is the gold standard of Krishna consciousness, what you see here in the Sangha. And it's getting more and more golden, right? It's already perfect and getting more and more golden every day. See, the golden avatar, the golden child grows up. Eddie Murphy. You can tell the way they smell. Freddie is our Madhu Mangal here. So want to become famous. See, that's the whole problem. People want to become famous gurus, famous devotees, fame. See, want to be acknowledged. They want to be important. See, those who have devotees, that gets purified out of them. See, the Lord will kick that out. You'll be just happy being with Krishna. And then all of a sudden, spontaneously, people will just start, they are acknowledging you and all that. He just keeps it back. He holds it back so we don't get, distracted. Because look what happens when you get distracted. Look at Meena. She got a little distracted and where is she? Man, where'd she go? It took a few others who got distracted with her, Can you imagine not thinking this is really good and after having time here and then going to that? That's contamination. That's how powerful Maya is. You need a good dose of the real sadhu sangha. 30 days is a beginning, but if you can get hooked on the truth, see, that's the thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, my Lord, oh great devotee. Okay. So when the Lord, see, chapter 1 of Adi Lila, when you're ready to be delivered, you meet the great devotee. See, he called it the greatest devotee. The greatest devotee, if there are a lot of greatest devotees, we should be taking shelter, right? But if there's only one, then they're the greatest devotee. People should just let me find one greatest devotee. See, that's Guru Tattva. Let me find one. Oh, well, I don't know, man. My gurus never showed it. Prabhupada never showed it. So we don't exactly know what is the greatest devotee. See? But you found, obviously, something like that because what happens? You're getting your life changed. You're getting the greatest devotion that you read about in the books. Greatest revelation, realization, greatest spiritual happiness. So maybe you found something like that verse is talking about, alluding to. See, what do I teach? If you follow the formula, it works. The book is the map. The book is the instructions. It's like you bake a cake, you look at the instruction, you follow it, you get the result, the desired result. The cake will be good. See? Self-realization is like that. The book is explaining the instructions, but there are people that are not self-realized are misinterpreting them. See, misinterpretation, misinformation, see, misguidance, missing the mark, miss.
Misadvice.
Misleading, see, misleading, everything. This is why Jesus said, go in the narrow gate. The great is the greatest devotee. Like he was the greatest devotee. There was only one then. They went in that gate. They all became saints. See, the formula always works. It's the devotee is the door. Devotee is the door. Where is that greatest devotee? Read chapter 1. It says, when you're ready to be delivered, the Lord appears as the greatest devotee with the greatest devotion and the greatest understanding. It's so great that even the Narayan Raj group can't understand it. Isn't that amazing? Why? Because blinded by pride and false egos. Even the Acharya Dev can't understand how great this knowledge is here. Why? Blinded by false identifications of name and fame and whatever. You can say, oh, I don't really want this. I'm just doing this just because I want to save Prabhupada's movement. See, you know what happens? You end up getting a bunch of false ego because you get name and fame and you start developing that. And after a while, you think that's bhakti. Oh, I'm a deliverer. See? I'm a deliverer. See, Krishna is a deliverer, and he works through his devotees. See, that's conclusive. Who preaches like that? Well, the one who's the greatest devotee. And they make other great devotees. You notice we got a lot of greatest devotees here. Yeah, gorillas in the mist. Yeah. Oh, great saintly person. Oh, wait. Oh, Lord, oh, great devotee. Persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted Grihasta householders. Yeah, you see, again, why do you need to build a big, when you're on this level, you don't need to build big temples, personally. If you're really into that, let's build a big temple. Prabhupada had a purpose for that because he knew his devotees needed shelter. They needed to be together. Otherwise, even on the Vaidhi level, it would just disappear. She would just take over and you just become a materialist. You need to give some shelter. So he built the temples externally. So now, any of you Vaishnavas out there, you ready for the internal temple? Even the Raj group, there's still big emphasis on building temples. They're building temples, because they got a lot of money. And the temples, when I go there, pretty much empty. Not much going on. And it'll be less and less because that's not good enough, man. This is juicy. This is life. Yeah, life, real life is the bhakti potency, personal potency of the Lord, and we're in possession of it. See, that's our possession. This is our store of wealth. People looking, see, the external is always showing you externally what they're looking for a store of wealth. Right now, especially because look, the fiat currency, the money system's going. The politicians, the world, their leaders are becoming, they're attacking their own citizens now. Aren't they? Aren't we? Isn't that war going on? The citizens are being attacked. They're looking for a store of wealth. Come here, my friends. We've got the real store of wealth. That's the Lord. Radha and Krishna, they store. Nobody will ever be able to take that away from you. See, the living entities in the world, especially when the shit hits the fan, see, that stuff is happening now. See, they're looking, they scramble. Where's the security? Where's the real safety? See, they stop believing in the politicians who say, "Oh, we'll keep you safe," and then you go and do what they say, and it's the opposite. See, you lose faith. Oh, the politician, he told me, Fauci was going to tell me I'm going to keep me safe by this, and people are dying instead. Suicide rates are up. Depression is up. Everything is up. Everybody's job is gone because you believed in Fauci's. You believed in Biden. You believe in climate changes and all that stuff. They just dream. They have material motive for this. It's all material motives in there. This is Maya. They're servants of illusion. And if you have faith in her, in all of these illusions she's creating, especially now, you go down with the ship. That ship. Sinking. It's a sinking ship. Okay. Store of wealth. People got to know it's the holy name, chanted in ecstasy with real devotee association, which is all here. See, we have our little temple association. People can come here. You can get stronger in the truth, more clear about what life is really about, that nobody, not even religion, can't tell you. These gurus can't tell you. They think life is about a rule, to be ruled by rules. No, life is about a rule. Ooh, contradiction. Life is about a rule, but not that rule. The rule of Radha and Krishna, awakening your heart every day. That is your rule. Yes, you submit, right? Surrender. Oh, yeah, Radha and Krishna, I surrender. I love this. I get a chant. And, oh, Lord, I surrender. Yes. I'd rather surrender to you than surrender to Fauci's. I want to hear your word. I got your word. I'll chant and relish it. Man, I'm under your skirts. Let me stay under your skirt. Smells like roses under there, but not under the skirts here. Yeah. See, it's all about this is leading people into the kingdom. It's the narrow gate, isn't it? Can you see how narrow it is? There's usually one way when the Lord gets deliverance. How many Prahlad Maharajas were on the planet or in the universe, actually? When the Lord delivers something, and he came and appeared in the family of demons. Can you imagine? You watch how the Lord here, he's, this must be impressing him because he comes and presses on us, doesn't he? He comes and presses us. He presses into us. You notice? Do you feel him pressing in? We're pressing in and he's pressing in. Ah. Hare Krishna. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. Yeah, actually, devotees get kind of lazy. Even Prabhupada was, kind of lazy in a sense. He would have been happy just to stay at that Radha Damodar and walk around the thing. He even said that. See, but he did it for the interest of Krishna to move around. See, so devotees move around. I got a good place like Playa here because all the people from all over the world come here. See, meeting people every day. New people they come from all over the state. I mean, this is just intelligent. I like to go to tourist spots, man, because instead of going to all these places, they just come here. Many people. It's amazing, because right now travel is a little difficult and expensive and all these other. This is perfect. Give me people that even like Kamala Kant is. Oh, you're out there enjoying on the beach. I haven't been in the water in like two or 3 months yet. I should go. I probably should, but I've been on boats. I cross over there, do some business. Some business over there in the Cozumel. And then I get right back on the boat and come back. Everybody's going there to scuba dive and do this, and that. You kind of lose, like Narada Muni, he says, I was never, when his last life, he was never interested in sports. He says that. Because you can spend a lot of time. I mean, sports, okay, do some sports for exercise, do some yoga, whatever you float your boat, dancing, But the main thing is Krishna consciousness. People here are starting to realize they have fallen for it, and they are paying a heavy. Yeah. So anyway, people can get all. I'll tell you, when people, if whoever comes here, they will kiss the ground that they had hard times. You'll start to see. Thank you, oh Lord, you put me in the perfect situation to get me here. Whatever got me here, to wash up on the shore of Sadhu Sangha like this, whatever it was, being a Mayavadi, being hooked on a machine, whatever it took to bring me here, you'll say, wow, that was really a blessing. Thank you. Because a lot of people have a lot of different situations. Look at Bill Gates. He ain't coming here with all his money, right? He can't break the cycle of birth and death, but you've already broken it, many of you. Just by your attraction to these talks. These talks are not ordinary, man, are they? Are we talking? We only use the world just to make it more clear what's real. You have complied, Esther. Okay, interest. Yeah. Oh, great saintly person. Oh, actually, who wants to read?
I want to read, but I think Yamuna wants to read as well. Oh, maybe Thomas will.
Let's draw straws.
I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back.
Huh? You're doing what?
He needs to go to the bathroom.
I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So start reading Lolita, and then we'll get to her when she comes back. Read where I left off.
Okay, then.
Sorry, Tom had the shortest straw today. We were drawing. You didn't see the straws there, Tom? We were doing it mystically. You had the shortest one, so.
There's no problem.
Maybe you can read after Yamuna.
Yeah. We'll accommodate people if we can, because it's probably I got started a little bit late today, and the internet starts to get a little funky around this time. But let's see what we can do.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. Oh, my Lord. Oh, great devotee. Persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted Gyastras. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another.
Yeah. So you know what poverty is? Poor heart. Did you know that's where real poverty is?
Yeah, that's true.
It starts in the heart. If you're poor in love for God, you're poor. If you don't have any love for God, you're really poor. You're destitute. You're just as I'm telling you, these guys with the big money, if they're poor in heart for love for God, and they probably are, they're just like these homeless people walking around the streets, and they don't know it. They think, oh, I got a home. Well, that's not your home. Your spirit, Mr. Gates and Mr. Fauci's and Mr. Biden's and Trump's, that's not your home. Your home is not with your money and your big houses. You're just here for a time, and then your body's going to drop, and you're going to see your spirit, and you won't even see your spirit. You'll be in the subtle body still, thinking false ego is spirit. See, always misidentifying. Okay, spirit it's like the wind. You stand naked in the wind. Oh, somebody said I read that somewhere. Standing naked in the wind, then you feel it against your body. See? But you can't see where it is. See, you got to be like that here with the spirit. See? See that, and when you can feel that spirit, that it's a pure spirit. It's purer than the false ego. See, that's not real spirit yet. That's a covering for the spirit. Name, fame, desire for that. See those objects. They're subtle objects. Oh, I want the fame, but it's material fame. It ain't devotee type fame. This is why I see this is fame you get by being a devotee. See, it's the spirit fame. See, fame in the world people are going after is the material represented, the subtle thing. That's why you need it, man. You got to find a real devotee to get out of this. Can you imagine trying to identify the fame of a devotee versus the fame of a non-devotee? See, the non-devotees false ego. They call it name and fame. Devotees naturally have name and fame. They don't have to even look for it. Just by they have the name and they have the fame. The fame is Radha, man. She's famous. Why? Because she's a devotee and the best of them. See, here, there's some manjaris here. Manjari, the highest ones, because they're not only interested in Radha, man. They want, they're famous because they're devotees of Radha, but most people don't know who Radha is. So they appear not famous because people aren't interested in the fame of being a devotee of Radha. Even Krishna is a devotee of Radha, and when he has a hard time connecting with Radha, he goes to the maidservants to get their mercy. I learned from that. I do that also. If I have a hard time, understanding Krishna and feeling Radha, I go to the maidservants, to bring me. That's Raghunath Das and Rupa Goswami. Yeah, that's why they're here. Prabodhananda Saraswati. Well, he's actually a girlfriend, but it's okay. Part of the family. I like to go to him too.
He's a good girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah. He's a girlfriend. The girlfriends in the Manjaris are very interesting characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, people would pee their pants if they knew what was going on here. So we don't want too many wet pants. Well, River, she knows, but she's not peeing. I don't know. That's kind of strange, you know. Let's see. Maybe a miracle will come.
Yeah, but it's true, Guru Maharaj. If you don't have the cloud of Srivatera Dharani and the drops of rain of Krishna, you have nothing. I have so much compassion with people here. It's touristic here, and people are. It's vacation now this week. People are with their kids, and you see what money they spend, and they go shopping, and they spend all kinds of things. And I said to Lalita Malva, look, everybody tries to be desperately happy, giving all them, and you see on their faces that it's for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's all about how to identify what is what. They don't know. They don't know their spirit. Therefore, they think, oh, they misidentify everybody, the whole world. They think, oh, this little trinket, especially they have all these little trinkets. They have one. I'm going to take a picture of it. There's all these little just nonsensical items, and people go in there and they're buying all this stuff. And they're looking for happiness. They think happiness is in shopping for stuff.
In shopping? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shopping for stuff. And that's called being a consumer. See, we are just consumers, you know, consuming what? Garbage. Things that are just don't have any use, you know. This, I mean, see, yeah, I mean, they're not even usually using it. They don't know how to engage things in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. This is, see, we're engaged. Look at it, the happiness we get from the computer, you know, from the microphone, you know, using it for serving the Lord. See, that's the idea of printing books, you know, for the service of the Lord, you know, and otherwise everything is causing them. Maya is in charge of the living entities here. And that's why all these paths are here. So they're going to, you know, this book and this philosophy, this place, that place. But hey, man, you could end it all. She's cheating you in all levels, in every way, any way, this way, that way, always. You know, worship of the demigods is there's a form of cheating still. Worshiping of the demons is definitely being cheated big time now. Because, hey, man, you could say, I don't worship demons, but you're following their word. That's your God, man. Don't you know the Bible? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God and was God. See, that's your God. Don't they say, doesn't the government want to be your God? Look at China. The government is God. You got people, oh, they're crying. Oh, the CCP guy's just a materialist. Oh, yeah. But it's all material tears. See, material tears. They can't have spiritual tears. That's training. Worship the government and find there's always some fault in it. Right there, you do that. It's their part of the extension of the Lord's Maya, but that's training. So okay, where can I go? Because we got to worship, we got to adore, we got to meditate on. See, so that's how it is, you know. So if you come here, you're going to be meditating on spirit. You know, the word. See, the word now is your God. See, this word is my God. Words come here, man. They're worshipable to me. You know, because they're not, you know, from the. This is just some external thing. There's something, you know, happening like that, like the flute being played. Otherwise, you're being played by the flute of Maya. See, Maya's got her flute too. See, this is the battle of the bands here. Did you know that? That's Krishna Consciousness, battle of the bands. What flute are you listening to? Right? Isn't that the essence?
Two gangs.
Battle of the bands, battle of the flutes. Yeah. So we're here. We're playing the flute, man. Anybody hear the song? You hear this flute, man? Come listen more. See? And then you get free of that flute out there. That flute doesn't. I mean, are you fed up with it all the way up into religion? Are you fed up religious gurus and all that yet? Well, come here, listen to this song. If you are, and see, you won't be cheated. Do you feel cheated here, Lolita? Has it been
No,
worth? Has it
no,
been worth 5
no,
years? Are you more free, or do you feel more controlled? You know,
no, more
nature.
free,
Yeah, yeah,
free, free
yeah.
like
You're
a
free,
bird.
yeah, free like me. See, I'm free because I know the truth. The truth has set me free. That's freedom. I'm here to speak and share the truth with others. Yeah, I'm free in Krishna. And what is proof? Am I in Krishna? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram. No, you're free. And when you're in Krishna, in Radha and Krishna's name, they're that name. And then they appear in you. Freedom, sovereignty, true
Yep,
happiness, true purification, true blue, true everything,
free
true
from burn.
golden. See, golden avatar is in you now. That's Radha. She's golden. See, Krishna's blue. See? She likes the blues, man. She likes mellows. Think about this all the time. People are working to make money so they can buy more stuff and more material stuff. And yeah, crazy. Yeah, if you don't like, yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah, Amy, she's not interested in the world. That's, yeah,
no, people
yeah.
are not like that. Not like everybody.
I lived my life like, not so. And the Lord just said, well, He kept keeping me going, from there. I was, I never always, sometimes I lived in a van, sometimes a motorhome, sometimes a beautiful house, sometimes, whatever, part of that. Now it's just this little apartment, cheap apartment. Nice one, though. I can't, people can't believe I got this for so cheap.
Mhm.
I can't believe it. It's like everybody. My next door neighbor, my friend over here, he pays 4 times the amount of rent. He's just next door. 4 times. Unbelievable.
Oh,
I better not say this too loud because maybe people. Hmm. Yeah. So anyway, you get. It's really true. You come here, we'll make you goddesses of fortune. You'll just feel your good fortune is in God, and that is your store of wealth, and this other stuff, whatever it is that you need, the Lord will facilitate it. Yeah, and yeah, without thinking about it. See, Srimad Bhagavatam. See, here's the formula, and people need to know this if they want this. By performing performing devotion, it says by performing devotional service, you get all the results of economic development, religiosity, um, sense gratification, liberation, and ultimately pure devotional service. See, but actually, it's not ultimately. By engaging in pure devotional service, the other 4 goals come automatically. But you got to reach the stage of ecstatic, loving devotional service. See? And many are here, and you start feeling that way. Things just, and because the Lord wants to show this in the world. Look at Dhruva Maharaj. Before that, he was still, couldn't even, his mother didn't like him and all kinds of stuff. But when he attained the Lord and did the loving devotional service, he made that platform. What happened? Automatically he got the kingdom. Same thing with Sudama. He just kept on worshiping Krishna, and he was poor. He didn't care. He just begged. He had Krishna. His life. You could watch this movie, Gopal, 1979. Do a YouTube. It's on YouTube, and you see Sudama just singing, Krishna and just loving Krishna, like engaging and meditating and all kinds of realization. He's just doing that. And people bringing grain and everything, and then people stealing it, because they wanted to make them. But anyway, he ended up with a kingdom bigger than Pundraka. And he thought, oh, this is because of the mercy of my friend. That's a devotee. You all like, I just say, oh, this is all the mercy of my creator, whatever it is. If he wants me poor, wants me with something. Actually, I don't want to be too rich. I don't want to be too rich. No, no, no. That'll be a big, you got to manage too much. Just enough. Keep going. Maybe rich enough to help the devotees, That I would like to see like Amy not having to struggle, or maybe Shamaguri and devotees. That would be nice. But then even that's his way. If the Lord may want us to do whatever yes, I just leave it in his hands. He knows best. Father knows best.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, when you were reading, I'm sorry, I got off track. Got off track. Go ahead.
Oh, great saintly person. You have compiled the astrological knowledge by which one can understand past and present unseen things. By the strength of this knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in his past life and how it affects his present life.
Yeah,
This,
people think that that's great, to be an astrologer or soothsayer, tarot readers, and they go to get their fortune. See? But that's the external thing about your body, what your body did and all that. And some people they get jerked around by people speculate, and they you were Cleopatra. Oh, I was that important. Oh, I was Cleopatra in another life. I was Einstein or some great soul, people, because there's false ego in that. Oh, I was a great person. Were you? Who knows, and astrology, is all external about your body. See? What we need to know is where we really came from. Like we come from Krishna, man. We're chips off the old block. We're sons of God in this world. We're here to represent the Lord and bring people back out of illusion, and have a good time doing it. Yeah, people need that. They need to see that. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to stop here because I want to actually take a walk early in the morning. I don't do that enough, man. It always gets rolling too late. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be back.
that's great.
If anybody wants to start up a class, go for it, man.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for coming, everybody. Yeah. All right. End the stream.